folks, I hope you're well, I really do. Right, we're going to start with today's showbiz news, and it's the better showbiz news than we've had for the last few days, I think, 'cause there's a bit more meat to it. There's some stories there that I'd like to tell you that I've got an angle on, I've got a bit of an opinion, so I like it when I can tell you what I think. This is in no particular order, it's a bit of a mishmash. Number one in today's showbiz news, first cab off the rank, Captain Tom's daughter, what was her name again? Hannah Ingram Moore. I believe she took to TikTok now. She took to TikTok as a resilience coach. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it is. But people aren't very happy with it at all. They're calling it in the droves. I think people want her to just fade away, just bugger off out of our psyche. We don't like her. She's obviously not got the message yet. I think she will within the next sort of few months. I really do think she will. Who else have we got? Nadiya Hussain. I told you the other month. She lost a show on the BBC and she's complaining about the BBC. They've given her a role there for a good few years and she says she's been tossed aside. She's saying again today, what did she say? Bake Off winner Nadiya Hussain says, the Beeb keep you until you're no use to them anymore and then they just discard you. Well, I would suggest if you've had a show with them for any length of time, you've been lucky. I don't know that you've got that much talent, although you're a nice enough girl. You've had a show for a while. It's probably not as successful as it was, or maybe as some other cookery shows that they have, or maybe they think they've got too many cookery shows, so they've ended it. That's it. It's up to you to go and get a job elsewhere. Go look around. There's a lot of TV stations. But I'm not into all these chefs that, they tell you stories about the mother and how the mother used to make it, and the recipe was handed down from my mother. And when it wasn't, it was handed down from my gran or from my nan. She's one of those that does it all the time. You never used to see Keith Floyd talking about his mum or his dad. He'd say, let me have a slurp, and then I'll carry on. That's the kind of cookery programmes I like. They don't make them like that anymore. No, they don't. Or Fanny telling you know who, hey, what are you doing? You've done that wrong. You know Fanny's fella. I'm not going to tell you who he is. You know who he is. Right. Janet Street Porter. That's funny. Did you see her on telly today? She says she's going on some kind of tour. A one-man woman tour. Going to tell you all stories about her past and anything you might want to know. Well, I've said in the past, I like Janet. Many don't. I do. She's to the point. You know where you are with her. They thought they'd embarrass her today on the TV. They're talking roadkill because she said in the past she's at roadkill. They said, what about this roadkill lad? She said, I have at it, yeah. How does that work out? She said, well, I've seen something. I thought rather than go to waste, I'll have it. And as long as it's not off, as long as there's nothing wrong with it, what's the problem? How does that work out? He said, well, you go. Where'd you find it? Old Ben Shepherd said. She said, well, it's all in the name. Road, kill. It's at the side of the road. Well, what do? You get out the car if it's something you feel you can eat. And if you feel you can eat it and it's not decomposed and it's not full of flies or whatever else, you take it with you. She said, we took a young deer to our place. She said, my husband at the time knew a bit about butchery, cut it up, we put it in the freezer, and we had it further down the line, me, him and the dog. Everybody loved it. They thought they were taking mick out of her. I thought she answered it very well, although I can't imagine any woman of any kind walking up to half a deer or whatever else, or a young deer, and putting it in the boot. Her indoors wouldn't do it. Oh, no, she wouldn't. No. They said, how did you know it was dead? Or it not decomposed? Well, it was still warm and it wasn't breathing. I thought, well answered, Janet. Well answered. I like Janet, I do. More about her in a moment. Right, what else have we got? There is one other. Oh, it's on the other page, yeah. So then, on a later show, she's appearing on a regular show, The Old Loose Women. They're talking about the Sycamore Gap tree. In fact, no, I'm going to do that later. It's about Sycamore Gap. I've got a mention on that. So, no, it's not her we're going to now. I've caught up there, you see. I've not got a script. I've just got a couple of pointers. I shouldn't have anything because I lose myself when I'm looking at this. Which will she will leave till last? We'll leave the best till last. The next to last one, the person I like the most out of all these, old Miriam Margolyes. She's in the news today. She sort of defended J.K. Rowling. She said, I'm upset with the trans community, the lobbyists, who have absolutely attacked J.K. She said, now, while J.K. isn't a friend of mine, I've never met her. I think she's appeared in a film, but I've never met her, she said, as such. She said, and while I don't agree with all the views on the trans community, she said, obviously I'm a member of the LGBT and all that palaver, because I think Miriam's lesbian, I think she is anyway. Had some dalliances with men, she told us in the past, but I think she's now a confirmed lesbian. She said, I've got great sympathies with the trans community, and I know some folk within that community, and they're very good people and very brave people. She said, I don't agree with all JK's views. I think sometimes maybe she goes a little bit too far. That's possible, I don't know, although I've always defended JK. She said, but I still think they're going much, 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 much too hard on her. She said, and she does have a couple of points, old JK, what I've got to agree with. She said, I can understand, she said, how JK is saying many, many women don't like changing in the same space as a trans, I always get it wrong, is it a trans woman when you're a man become a woman, or is it a trans man? I mean, you become, I don't know. But she meant blokes who then identify as a woman. She said, I don't like it myself, I can understand it. She said, and many women, she said, do get worried when the guy still has the old Desmond Decker down below, you know, the old pecker, because obviously they can do something with it, whether they say they're gay, they're straight, they're male, they're female, whatever they say, if it's functioning, anything can happen. And Miriam did say, when you look at statistics over the years, many, many, many more women get raped and abused by people with the old Desmond Decker than men get abused and raped by women. She said, so I get that. She said, and also, I must admit, JK has said she doesn't agree with men identifying as women playing sports against women. She said, and I don't either. She said, the body shapes and sizes are so much different, and it's an unfair playing field. So anyway, that's what Miriam said, and I thought, yeah, Miriam, I'm with you all the way there, but I usually am with Miriam, I quite like her. Right, lastly, I think it's the best of last, I think it's funny. Amanda Holden, who I don't like, is having her own pop in her own way about Sharon Osbourne, who I like even less, as you know. Don't mind Ozzy, not keen on Sharon. Many folk have fell out with Ozzy over the years because of Sharon, there's no doubt about that. Many ex-band members, it's a shame, and when you're in a band, you should all stick together. I don't like it when folk fall out with folk, and Sharon's behind a lot of the falling out. Anyway, Amanda, I think they've had some kind of longish running feud. Normally Sharon's got the upper hand because she's the loudest, she shouts the loudest. But Amanda, for all she looks pretty meek and mild-mannered, you don't get where she is with as little talent as she's got without having something about you. She's got a bit of a backbone there that we don't see. And I think she's got claws that are always retracted, but when they come out, she can scratch, don't worry about that. She said, I would choose my face over my waistline anytime. I'll read you that again. I will choose my face over my waistline anytime. Now, what she's saying there is, Sharon, it's known as had loads and loads of procedures, but it's also known over the last 2 or 3 years she's gone big on this Ozempic. I think it was the only one out there then. Anyway, it's ruined her. It's ruined a lot of her body, and it certainly ruined her face. Her face was never great to start with. She had many facelifts. But as a result of some of them, she probably did look a little bit better than she did in her earlier life without the facelifts. But then she went too far, and then she went Ozempic far, and that now has totally ruined her face. Now she's decrying it herself. She's gutted that she doesn't look as she did. She's also gutted that she's lost as much weight as she had, because I believe she's saying now she's eating again, but weight just won't go back on her. She can't get the weight on at all. She feels she's wasting away, and she feels it's the fault of the drugs. Well, what Amanda's saying, I wouldn't risk doing that to my face just for my waistline. And I get where she's coming from, and I understand that, and I fully agree with it. But what I will say is, Amanda Holden, you've not got a picking waistline, love, and you know you've not. So it's easy to say that from wherever you are. You're probably putting loads of Botox in and loads of the fillers, and I think you've got like no frown lines, no nothing. You're looking after yourself. You're having probably tweakments all the time. You know, it's easy for you to say that's what you would or wouldn't do. I would imagine old Amanda there as well, unless she's very, very lucky and never puts on an ounce of weight. I would imagine she's on the Victoria Beckham diet where she eats absolutely bugger all. Because Amanda makes sure she's photographed every single week in a bikini or something of that ilk. So she's got to look at her best at all times. So I think she's on a different playing field than our Sharon. But Sharon will read the reports, and no doubt, for all she's ailing, she will bite back. I'm waiting for round 2. It will come out soon, folks. Don't worry about that. Sharon doesn't let things go.